How well does your car stand up to heavy traffic?
An assortment of long-lasting True Value alkaline batteries will power your flashlights, tape players, calculators, and more. Available from True Value hardware stores.
The Drake offers an exciting weekend in New York at a special price. The only Swiss hotel on Park Avenue. For reservations, call 800-DRAKE-NEW YORK or 212-421-0900.
I don't have a lot of time.
I think half our problems will be solved if the system lets old guys like us work till they're 80.
The Great Sears 1995 frame sale is happening right now.
$19.95 for any $24 to $54 frame with lenses at regular price.
This Wednesday from 4 p.m. to midnight, it's Siemens 8-Hour Living Room Spectacular. Your chance to save on contemporary sofas, love seats, and chairs. Save hundreds of dollars on traditional and colonial sofas, love seats, and chairs. Save 25% on every table, $100 on every wall unit, $100 to $150 on recliners, $100 on every sectional. Sofa love seat sets reduced to just $5.99. Get dramatic reductions on leather sofas, love seats, and chairs. That's this Wednesday, 4 p.m. to midnight, Siemens 8-Hour Living Room Spectacular.
Acme's Lancaster brand lean meats have always been a cut above the rest. Each cut features less fat and more of that famous Lancaster brand taste. Just look for the Lancaster lean label.
Especially look for beef round bottom round roast this week, $1.59 a pound. Also, Lancaster brand frozen turkey breast, just $1.08 a pound. At the same time, get set for summer. Check out the half-price sale on all sunglasses and suntan lotions. Bring it all home from Acme.
Philadelphia's Benny Swans with Donahue, 9 a.m. tomorrow.
This woman says she now aches for the 3 abortions she had, for the children that never lived. This counselor says she's not alone. Post-abortion stresses to women what Vietnam was to men. Today, hear them both.
Plus, she was the ditzy stewardess in Airplane and Albert Brooks' wife in Lost in America. She stars on stage here in Philadelphia. Today, meet Julie Hagerty.
We've got a terrific program for you this morning. We're delighted that you're joining us. Welcome to AM Philadelphia. I'm Elizabeth Starr.
And I'm Wally Kennedy. The first thing that we want to do today is to say happy birthday to one of America's greatest treasures. Irving Berlin, one of the great composers of America, is today 100 years old.
And another Barbara Walters special hits the air tonight at 9 here on Channel 6. This time she talks to 3 men whose movies have made more money than the national debt. Sylvester Stallone, Patrick Swayze, and Paul Hogan. Now, we had a chance to talk with Barbara by satellite just a few minutes ago from New York. And we asked her, because this is something very timely for us, how Sylvester Stallone was different for her from the man she first interviewed 12 years ago.
Wounded. This marriage, and we talked to him about the breakup of the marriage to Brigitte, this marriage hurt him terribly. It's the first time that he talked about it, and you can see the pain. He seems to have everything. You know, he's got all the money, he's got all of the fame. He reminded me of a kind of the rich boy in the top of the hill who has it all, and yet what he wants most has just eluded him. He's also very smart and very funny. You know, and that part hasn't changed.
And again, that's at 9 o'clock right here on Channel 6. Something that's coming up on Channel 6 this weekend. One of your favorite movies, Airplane.
Oh, I think maybe with the possible exception of the movie MASH, I think Airplane's the funniest movie ever made. I mean, I just laughed like a hyena. I've seen it like 15 times, and I still think it's funny. Get on instruments.
Well, the reason I bring that up is that the woman who is a young unknown who really became known because of that movie is also performing here in town in a comedy. And I want you to get to know Julie Hagerty as she talks about Airplane.
Airplane was one of the has one of the fondest memories for me because it was my first film, so it was sort of like your first Christmas in a way, and it was. Well, Bob Hayes was doing the show Angie, but it was his first film, and then to do it with all of your heroes that, you know, we'd grown up with, you know, and there they were. So that was like the fondest memory in a way.
Even though there's been a fair dose of ditziness in every character that Julie Hagerty has played on the screen, she also comes across as very fragile and sincere, qualities that make you want to protect her. That's how I felt when I met the real woman, too, as I did recently here on the set of AM Philadelphia.
Were you a funny kid, or is it just another kind of part that you can play?
No, I know I was real quiet growing up, and I think I'm still pretty quiet. I mean, I'm getting much better at it. I'm not as quiet as I used to be. And, but I guess, I mean, I think it's fun to be able to do comedies. I guess how I approach them is, you know, you read that it's not funny. I mean, because it's a situation that, you know, that people are going through, and it's the circumstances that become funny or the absurdity, but you never, you know, you read it like it's a drama.
What brings her to our city is her starring role in Born Yesterday for the Philadelphia Drama Guild. It's a part best identified with the woman who starred in both the movie version and on Broadway, Judy Holliday, a rich confection of a story about a former Broadway chorus girl named Billy Dawn and how she learns to stand up to the gruff businessman who keeps her and turns Washington high society on its ear.
I'm telling you, Billy, Harry wouldn't like that.
She's always been really, really smart, but she made the choice to, like she says, I got everything I want. 2 mink coats, everything. If there's something I want, I just ask. And so she's made this choice, and then as she realizes how things are changing around her, that there are other things, and how she, you know, changes to find out all that. You know, it's neat.
As the 1988 version of Billy Dawn, Julie Hagerty is proving that even though her willowy body and soft voice are perfect for the world of movie cameras, she can easily carry the stage of the Annenberg Center as well. It has been a career characterized by comedy roles. In Albert Brooks's Lost in America, she plays a woman who gambles away a young couple's entire life savings in one night in Las Vegas.
But I never had this feeling before. I mean, there were people standing around rooting and cheering. It was like being on another planet. I didn't care. I didn't need anything. I didn't have any problems. Do you know what that feels like?
Bad Medicine gave us Hagerty as a student at a Banana Republic medical school, again playing a character where her internal logic seems cockeyed, but absolutely sincere.
But could we be lovers? I mean, it would have to be purely sexual, because I can't afford to get involved.
No problem.
Though a movie actress is often called upon to play love scenes, Julie prefers not to bring up her past real-life romances for the record. She's a newlywed who lives in New York City. Her husband's a businessman whom she coincidentally got to know very well on an airplane trip. A whirlwind courtship led to marriage and to her inclination to keep her old single life memories tucked away from the public. But she had this much to say about some of her best-known leading men.
Steve Guttenberg.
Really nice guy, yeah.
Albert Brooks.
Funniest man on the whole planet.
Woody Allen.
Very quiet.
Want to go on a little bit more?
No. He's quiet. I don't know. I mean, when I was working with him, he just sort of said hello and good morning and good night. And at the end of the movie, he said, I think you'll like it. Yeah, so that's what I mean by very quiet.
Well, speaking of quiet, trust us, you can hear Julie Hagerty's breathy tones all the way to the balcony in the intimacy of the Annenberg Center. Born Yesterday continues at that theater on the Penn campus at 36th and Walnut until May 22nd. And Wally, I want to share a quick anecdote with you and other theater trivia fans.
She met her husband on an airplane?
Well, she got to know him real well on an airplane. She'd met him once before.
Does she speak jive? Excuse me, I speak jive.
That's an insider joke. If you watch Channel 6 at 11:30 on Sunday night, you will understand that. Now, just a quick little trivia note. Since Judy Holliday is so well associated with that play, it's interesting for people to know that she played that role first in Philadelphia. She took over for a famous Hollywood actress who hadn't been on the stage in a long time and really was getting stage nerves, just couldn't do it. So they brought in this unknown, and they rehearsed her in a Philadelphia hotel, and she went on at the Locust Street Theater, which is now DeLulo's restaurant, and a parking garage. And that's where a role which was probably the most identified with her in her whole career got started right here in our town, which is a nice local story, too.
Neat story. Stay with us as AM Philadelphia continues. Don't go away. Excuse me.
Next, post-abortion syndrome. Some are calling it the woman's Vietnam.
Weight Watchers' new 1988 Quick Success program is helping people lighten up. In fact, quicker than before, thanks to an all-new program that makes losing weight healthier and 20% faster. So join today, and in no time, we'll help get things off the ground.
Join by May 14th and save over 50%. You'll pay just $12. Join now.
We built a proud new feeling. It's super fresh.
Take a Folgers coffee break, only $1.99 for regular ADC or Electra Perk. We've frozen the price of Armored Dinner Classics, just $2.79. Save up to $1.20. We're rolling back the price of Scott bathroom tissue. $1 gets you 3 rolls in assorted colors.
We built a proud new feeling. It's super fresh.
Discover all the savings in store for you during Thrift Drug's May sale. Textra, the complete hair care system designed for fine, limp hair. Your choice, only $1.99. Enjoy the perfect fit of legs for less. Right now, save 20% on our entire stock. And for a great gift, the American Greetings Card Organizer. You'll never miss another important occasion. Discover the store-wide savings May has in store for you at Thrift Drug, the one you can trust.
Feeling lost in your present job, going nowhere fast? Then direct yourself to the Franchise Expo and get into business for yourself. That's the Franchise Expo this Saturday and Sunday at Valley Forge Convention and Exhibition Center. Never before have so many franchises been on display in this area. Put direction into your life by becoming your own boss. Don't pass up the Franchise Expo this Saturday and Sunday from noon till 6 p.m. at Valley Forge Convention and Exhibition Center in King of Prussia. Admission only $5.
Since the early 1970s, when the United States Supreme Court made abortion legal, 20 million American women have had abortions. It is now estimated that anywhere between 20 and 40% of that 20 million have had anywhere between serious second thoughts to downright what is called post-abortion stress or post-abortion syndrome. Our guest this morning is one of them. She's Patty. She's 33 years old. She has had 3 different abortions by 3 different men. She's now married. She's the mom of 2. And I guess the first thing we want to make clear is that even though you had 3 different abortions by 3 different men, you would not label yourself as somebody who was promiscuous.
No, not at all. I was not I never thought it would happen to me. It always happened to other girls, but not to me.
Okay. Was it the best decision you could make at the time?
At the time, I didn't really know what decision to make. I never had any counseling. I was confused. I was 17 at one point, a high school senior. I don't know what decision I could have made at the time. Looking back, I can say it was a wrong decision, but at the time I was too confused to know the difference.
Why was it wrong?
Why is it wrong now?
Yeah.
Because they were children. They were my children.
What about you feel then that the 3 abortions that you had, you aborted children?
I aborted my children. They were not blobs of tissue, as the centers tell you. They were not they were not fetuses. They were my children. They were babies. And we should call them babies. That's what they are.
How has it affected your life?
I have flashbacks to every abortion procedure that I had. I can remember everything about them. And I miss my children. I want them back.
How are you dealing with it now?
I have been through counseling. I know I sound upset.
No, that's okay.
I have found peace through the counseling. I've named my children. I see them as whole babies now, and with the Lord, I know that they are not dismembered and walking away, being carried away in a yellow bucket. I see them as whole children, and they have names, and they have dignity, and this has put order into the chaos of my past.
You've given the children names?
Yes, I have. My last abortion, which was the most traumatic, I married the man that I had the abortion with. He's now my husband. I named him Joseph.
Why?
There's a verse in the Bible that said, "And the Lord took away my disgrace." She called him Joseph.
Okay. Now, Patty, you know that people are going to hear you say something like that, and I really want to let our viewers know today, we're not here to argue pro or con. Abortion is the law of the land. If a woman chooses to have an abortion, that is her choice. The Supreme Court has said time and time and time again that that is the law of the land. We're not here to argue that today. We're here to simply talk about something that's very real in some women's lives. Having said that, though, 3 or 4 years ago you became more religious. There are some people who would look at your reaction now to your abortions and say your religious experience has exacerbated the guilt that you felt over the abortions.
No, I felt much more guilt before my religious experience. This has given me peace. The guilt I found came before my religion.
Did you feel guilt after the first one, after the second one, after the third one, or did it all come crashing in at once?
It just, well, after the first one, I knew I'd done something wrong. I wasn't exactly sure what it was that was wrong about it. I thought I was covering up premarital sex, which I knew was wrong, my moral upbringing. But I didn't really see the abortions as being my children until I was pregnant with my son, and I saw the fetal development charts and realized that at 12 weeks, it is not a blob of tissue. It has arms, legs, feet, sucks its thumb. Is a human being, a baby.
How much do you remember about the procedure itself?
I remember a lot. I remember exactly what went on, how many people were in the room with each procedure, what position the bed was in. I remember what was said to me. I don't remember faces, but I remember the cool stares and the coldness and the loneliness and emptiness that comes after abortion.
Do the children that you have now, do they somehow fill that void?
No, no, they're very loved. No, they don't feel that void.
Will you have more children simply to make up for what you feel is a mistake?
If the Lord gives me more children, I'll have them, but that would not be the reason to have them, is to make up for a mistake.
How has this all affected this guilt and this feeling of inadequacy and this feeling that you're feeling, you killed your baby? How has it affected your relationship with your husband?
We had to go through a little bit of counseling together because I did have a problem with intimacy, feeling bad about myself, feeling just constantly being on my mind, especially marrying the man with my third abortion. I have two children that I can look at their faces and I can envision a third face. I know what he would have looked like. And that was very painful when I knew there's a third person missing in this family.
You call him a him. How do you know?
I just know it was a boy. I just have a feeling.
So then there was an effect on your sexuality?
Yes, there was.
To the extent that it made you feel like you didn't want to be intimate with your husband?
Well, it's kind of a fear of sex in general because I was not promiscuous, but when I did give in to the guy after a long relationship, I got pregnant the first time I had intercourse when I was 17. Right there, that's kind of an emotional thing to put a fear into you.
Okay.
And even in marriage, I know it's sacred in marriage and it's okay now, but it's still I have this, I guess, this fear behind me.
Okay, one last question. There are people who are going to say, fine, any woman can get in trouble, any woman can need one abortion, but to have 3 abortions, didn't you ever use birth control? Didn't you hear about the pill? Didn't you use diaphragm, IUD, whatever? Why not?
I don't know. Stupidity. I take full blame and responsibility. I don't blame anybody but myself. But I just want to tell women out there that, it's a 10-minute procedure. It's easy, it's quick, but the effects are devastating, and it's not worth it.
Okay. Janice Lamont is also with us. She is a counselor with the Amnion Counseling Service. This is an organization out in Bryn Mawr. It's been open for 5 years, and they work with pregnant women. You do need to know it is affiliated with the Christian Action Council, but again, I really want to emphasize, this is not, you don't label your group the Right to Life group.
No, we are not militantly pro-life. We are in the business of helping women faced with crisis pregnancies to carry them to term if that's what they choose.
How many Patties are out there?
How many, excuse
How
me?
many Patties? How many women like Patty who are walking around with some kind of pain about an abortion?
Well, there have been over 20 million abortions. The statistics are not clear. In our small center with a minimal amount of advertising, we're seeing a lot of women. I would say that it's in the hundreds of thousands, if not more.
How many guys are out there who are hurting because either they made a woman pregnant, she chose to have an abortion, and it wasn't something that they were happy with, or they found out the woman that they're involved romantically with had an abortion because of her pregnancy by some other guy. Are there a lot of guys out there that are hurting this way too?
Men are feeling the effects of abortion, sometimes not until a second child is born to them, and then they remember that they coerced a woman into aborting, or against their wishes a woman aborted, although they don't go through the same type of stress.
How the stress is different, and of course a lot of telephone calls, because I can see we're all lit up already. We'll talk about it. It's evidently something that's hitting a lot of women now that we have had abortion for almost 17, 18 years, legal abortion in America. Stay with us as AM Philadelphia continues. Post-abortion stress. They say it's a woman's Vietnam. Don't go away.
Look who's finally grown up. Yellow mustard. Introducing Goulden's Special Blend Yellow Mustard. It's a little more adult than you ever thought yellow mustard could be. It's the Gouldens with the right spice for people who like a light taste. It's right for chicken, for dips, for salads. Gouldens' new special blend, yellow mustard. Yellow mustard has finally grown up.
Hi, nice to see you. This is iLab, and this is their promise. Glasses fast, glasses right. Come on, let me show you. First, an exam by an independent doctor of optometry. Then, you pick out frames from thousands. Now, here's why they're really fast. They make your glasses in their own lab. And they can do it accurately in an hour. And the price is right.
iLab. Glasses fast, glasses right. Open Sundays from noon to 5 p.m.
Of all the ideas cooked up to make life easier in the kitchen, there's one simple idea nobody has improved on. And now there's another. Reynolds Wrap and Reynolds Plastic Wrap. Make it right from the start.
What you start with makes a big difference in what you end up with. Start with Reynolds Wrap. Make it right from the start.
Cleopatra and the beauty of Drug Emporium.
Busy career women like myself head for Drug Emporium. They're the health and beauty specialists.
Save big on the complete line of Neutrogena products at Drug Emporium. Right now, Neutrogena is a smart pick at Drug Emporium. A tri-pack of Neutrogena soap is only $3.51. And original, unscented, dry skin, and oily skin formulas.
Shopping anywhere else is history.
Head for Drug Emporium, the sensible way to shop.
In South Jersey, distressed people of all ages, all colors, and all creeds are helped by the House of Charity. Support the House of Charity. Touch someone's life with love.
$20 million women having abortions in America, some of them having some real serious second thoughts, like our guest this morning. Thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Hello. I recently had an abortion because of a heart condition. There was no way that I would be able to survive this pregnancy.
Okay.
This is 10 years old. We were using birth control. The problem is my family is very religious. There's no one that I could talk to about this afterwards. My husband, he feels like the only possible choice was me. The thing is, I love children. I still wish I could have that baby. There's times even like I feel like it rolls in my stomach, even though I know there's nothing there. What do you do in circumstances like this? And is that normal to still feel like there's a baby inside you when you know there's nothing there?
Is it?
Yes, it is. How long ago was your abortion?
What'd you say, 5 weeks ago? Yeah.
2 months ago.
I'm sorry?
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yes, you're in the very early stages of grieving over this abortion. And many times women still feel the baby and want to be pregnant again, even though in your situation with your medical condition there was a lot of emotional pain to go with that. It nonetheless, it doesn't erase your nurturing need to be
So what do you do?
with a baby.
What do you do?
In her situation, coming from a religious background, she needs to find peace with the Lord. She needs to find peace religiously. She needs to know, where is that baby now? I bet she's wondering, where is my baby now? Is he or she okay now?
Okay. Are you okay? I mean, are you going to be okay?
About where the baby is, but yet I still feel guilty about the choice that I had to make. I love children.
Right.
I do volunteer work where I work with children, but right now I can't even go visit my friends who have small babies because I can't bear holding the child.
Okay. We'll give out a number. Not that this is all the panacea, but we'll give out a number at the end of the interview for Janice's organization who deal with people like this.
Yes.
And somehow, some way you think that, just in a nutshell, she's got to deal with it religiously.
Religiously, emotionally, it was a medical situation, and they all need to dovetail together so that she can find a way of dealing with this rather than getting dysfunctional behaviors to deal with her grief.
Okay. Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, I myself have had 2 abortions, and I'm kind of faced with a dilemma right now. I'm getting ready to get married to a very strict Catholic man, and I just keep going back and forth about, should I tell him about
Okay, good question. Patty, how would you handle that?
I would tell him, this is something that I think he needs to know, and you need to work through this together. because you probably have some problems because of your abortions, as I did, and getting married and not telling your husband who should be able to help you through this would just be making a problem on top of another problem.
Okay, Janice, how do most men react when a woman says, I was involved with somebody else, I had a couple of abortions, if you love me, unfortunately, that's part of my life. How do most guys react?
There are different reactions. Some of the men have been involved with abortion too and haven't told her, and we've seen that situation. Many times this really is a test of their commitment level. The abortions are definitely part of who she is and part of who her past is, and he is buying into that. He may react at first in a very hurt manner, but you know, usually with counseling they're able to work it through. The woman is basically saying, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be loved if I tell this deep, dark, dirty secret. She has fear of rejection, although it's accepted in society.
Okay, Janice, if she doesn't work it out, though, if she doesn't tell them, is it going to affect their sex life?
It possibly may. The secret itself will affect the relationship.
Okay. We wish you well. Thank you. Real quickly, hi, you're on the air.
Hi, yes, my name is Linda, and I just wanted to make a comment about what is being discussed today.
Quickly, please.
And that is that everything is being said about the grief is true. I have had this experience myself in my life, and it doesn't matter if it's legal or illegal. I believe and I know that the same effects can still happen.
Are you past it?
Pardon me?
Is it over with?
Yes.
How did you get past it?
What over with? I'm sorry.
Is the grief that you're feeling?
I would say no.
No?
I'd say it's a healing process.
Okay, we thank you for sharing that. Patty, is it ever going to be past you? Will the sun ever rise on a day that it's not a big part of your life anymore?
The pain will never leave. I will always, as long as I live, have the memories. But I do have peace with God. I know where my children are, and I can live with that. If I get these thoughts in my mind and Satan starts to play tricks on me and make me think bad thoughts, then I just brush them off and remember that my children are named and they're with the Lord.
Okay. We thank you for that, and we thank Janice. By the way, the organization is called the Amnion Crisis Pregnancy Center, and it's in Bryn Mawr. The number is 525-1557. If I was a little bit too quick for you, call us in the office, and we'll be happy to give it to you. Thank you, both. Stay with us as AM Philadelphia continues. We'll tell you about tomorrow's program.
Stouffer's Dinner Supreme presents the Duffy Sisters.
Hi, Joey.
Hey, ladies, what's new?
What's new? This is new Stouffer's Dinner Supreme. Now there's roast turkey breast with all the trimmings.
Uh-huh.
New glazed ham steak dinner.
Uh-huh.
Look at this, cheese stuffed shells and chicken Dijon.
And
they're all complete dinners.
Stouffer's, now we make Dinner Supreme, too.
Boy, they sure know their Stouffer's.
I taught them everything they know.
Discover the new woman in you with fine hair care products from L'Oreal at Thrift Drug. Shampoo in L'Oreal's Excellence Hair Color to cover gray with soft, natural color. For a long-lasting perm, use L'Oreal's Premier Perm. And hold your new style with L'Oreal's Freehold Mousse. Look for L'Oreal's Excellence Hair Color, just $3.99. Premier Perm, $2.99, and Freehold Mousse, only $2.39. Discover the new woman in you at Thrift Drug, the one you can trust.
At the law firm of Wapner Newman, we have a team of 15 attorneys who for years have represented only victims of tragic and disabling injuries.
You got to be a fighter. I think you got to believe in your cause, and we believe in our clients.
If you've been seriously injured, you need a team to fight for you. Call us at Wapner Newman, 569-0900. All consultations are free.
The nice thing about Wapner Newman is that the client doesn't have to pay anything until we make a recovery for them.
Ask yourself this: does your bakery bake with ingredients as fine as these? Kraft cheese, Chiquita bananas, Smucker's jam. At Entenmann's, we make our full line of fresh baked goods with the same fine ingredients you use when you bake. And that's why you can't get better fresh baked goods than Entenmann's, unless you bake.
Past the middle part of the week on Wednesday. That means you got a plan for the weekend, and tomorrow at AM Philadelphia we'll tell you what's going on all around town and down at the casinos.
Also, there are a lot of women that are really stuck in a lousy marriage, but because of finances, they just can't get out. We'll talk to a woman that was in that dilemma. Her husband abused her. We'll also talk to one of Philadelphia's leading divorce attorneys who say there is a way out. If your marriage is lousy and it's rotten and you want to get out, there is a way out, but there are certain things that you have to do. So in closing, I guess the only thing we can say is today, once again, is the 100th birthday of Irving Berlin. Happy birthday, Irving.
I was just so taken by the thought, the idea of living to 100.
I know that you're in awe of Irving.
And I'm in awe of the idea of being such a vital person and personality till you're 100 years old. You and I are going to do it.
I'll be happy if I make it to 50. I'll be happy if I make it to tomorrow. I'll see you at 10. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ordinary citizens are tipping the scales in favor of victims' rights. Join reporter Rob Jennings for a special report, Fighting Back, Monday at 11, only on Action News.
Try the hot dogs so full of lean, fresh meat that they plump when you cook them. Ballpark Franks. Handsome carrying case not included. Sure, your soft drink may be sugar-free, but what about your hot dog? Ballpark Franks, the only national brand that's sugar-free and no caffeine.
It's a great honor to be sitting here with Dr. Dennis Brooks, a pioneer of the most advanced cataract procedure available.
Thank you, Art. My cataract procedure is now so simple that it's over in just 15 minutes.
Dr. Brooks has performed over 25,000 cataract procedures, certainly more than anyone in this area. Don't take any additional risk by seeing an inexperienced surgeon. Call Dr. Dennis Brooks at 849-1047 for a free brochure.
Women in Camden County can get free cancer screenings at area clinics. Call the Office of Adult Health Services in Camden County, 757-6858. Getting out of a bad marriage, tomorrow at 10.